Today we'll talk about creating a sports business with former pro footballer and award-winning entrepreneur R Sasikumar.
Really struggled for a long time. If I'm being completely honest, there were days that I probably had about $10 in my wallet, even though I had a really good career as a football player and decent money. And houses in Singapore can be very, very expensive. Cars can be very expensive. So all my equity was stuck in an apartment that we jointly invested with my wife. We both of us bought a place. And it was really, really tough. And again, I would say this is where my ego also came into play. Because I failed to ask for help. Because I was an athlete, I wanted to try and figure everything out myself. I wanted to do everything myself. I was not humble enough to go and say, I need help. So a lot of the stuff I started to try and figure out myself, which took me a long, long time. On hindsight, I would have done completely different things. But I must say that along the way, I learned a lot. Like, in terms of cash flow, in terms of hiring people, firing people, which is one of the hardest things you can do. HR in business is as important as cash flow in your business. Mm-hmm. And that's something that I learned along the way. Business selling. I think if you're not a salesman, you're not an entrepreneur. So those are the things that I would say along the way, I learned a lot. Once I truly understood what the business was, once I truly understood how to master myself, because the journey and the fight was all with me, nobody else. People talk about competition. There's no competition. The competition is the person that you stare in the mirror. That's the competition, because you have unbelievable capacity and potential to do things that you don't even know you can, right? And so when I started to realize that I was powerful in that way, then things really started to change for me. I looked at places where other people were not looking. And then we started to do some really, really cool projects, right? The English Premier League was huge in Singapore. The TV rights were sold for 300 million over 3 years. Then I realized that nobody was doing the audio rights. Then I said, if there's so much demand for that, there must be something for that, right? So I went to speak to the rights owners. I got a 60-day window where I could negotiate, went to the buyer. And in the end, when I put everything together, I sold a radio station. And I'm not kidding. And this is something I'm really proud of. But I can tell you that if I can do it, anybody can do it. It's just that whether you look in the right places. We sold that piece of project to a big telco here for millions of dollars.
We'll hear about his journey and how today he's teaching what he has learned on his way in a concise sports business mentorship program that he offers online, specifically to help athletes build a sports coaching business. So listen in if you want to get inspiration and hear a good story about things you can do to start your own business in sports. This is Athlete Story, and I'm your host, Anja, Bolbjerg, former world top 10 skier in moguls and freeride skiing, now way into life after sports. I invite you to join other former athletes and me here on Athlete Story for resources to help you put your former sports career to work for you in life after sports.